Hello everyone, Kingdom Kid here with my E3, not really reactions, but I guess my final talk about E3 since E3 is done with for now, for this year, and there's a lot of good things in there, a lot of good things, that was announced and things that really surprised me, and I can't wait to talk to you guys about it. It's a big list. It's a big list. It's like pretty much triple, like here, like there it is right there. Like it's a big list. It's a big list. That's all the stuff that I liked. Not maybe not even like, but like stuff I really want to talk about. But before we get to that, I'm going to talk about the things that weren't talked about that I had in my predictions here. So first things first. Nothing God of War related. I figured we weren't going to see anything about that, and that's totally fine. Nothing Horizon Zero Dawn. Again, Horizon Zero Dawn Forbidden West. Again, wasn't expecting it because they literally had like their own thing like a week before. And yeah, and if you guys are wondering, I'll be live streaming Horizon Zero Dawn on the gaming channel RPG Kingdom Kid. A link to that is in the description below. We'll be streaming that in a few hours if everything goes according to plan and this uploads at the time that I wanted to. Actually, not a few hours. This should actually be coming out an hour before I start streaming. So, yeah. So if you guys want to catch that, this is my second stream of that. First time ever playing the game, and I'm in love with it so far. So yeah, nothing about that. Again, not surprising. Nothing Marvel Spider-Man related. Again, not surprising. Sony wasn't even at E3, so like there's that, like right there. And I knew that was a thing that like people talk about, like Sony's not going to be at E3, and that's maybe for the best. That was probably for the best, because even though I would say this overall, I think it was okay. E3 was. There was definitely a lot of presentations that didn't need to be a thing. Like the Capcom presentation did not need to be a thing. But the good news is like, they did announce everything that they were going to talk about, so there's that. But yeah, so there's that. Nothing Bayonetta 3 related showed up, so yeah. Technically nothing Metroid Prime 4 related showed up either, but they did talk about it, saying like they are working on it, so at least it was mentioned. Nothing Yakuza related at all, so that's fine. Again, nothing I was really expecting. I did really hope for the Ishin remakes coming out, but you never know. Unfortunately, nothing Digimon related. Bandai Namco did have a thing. Oh, so the day I'm recording this is Tuesday, the last day of E3, so I don't think anything that would interest me is going to be shown, because Nintendo was, I think, the last thing. I know Bandai Namco did have a thing going on, but it was like, oh, we're only showing like City of Ash or whatever that game's called. So that's probably where we will saw Digimon Survive, but there's nothing in it. Nothing Persona related at all. Nothing Persona 5, Persona 25th anniversary, which again doesn't really surprise me too much. I feel like again that'll probably be a TGS thing. They'll probably announce something for Persona, and then it probably won't be coming out till next year. We'll see. Hopefully. The 25th anniversary is a big thing, so yeah. Nothing Forspoken related. They showed a little bit in like the montage at the end of the Square Enix showcase, which again probably didn't. Well, I don't want to say it didn't need to be a thing, but I feel like I'll get more into it. They really spent more time on one thing than they should have, in all honesty. But yeah. And nothing Dragon Quest related, which again, I wasn't expecting it because they literally had their own stream like a week before too, or like close to a week or something like that. So yeah, out of all the stuff that I was predicting and hoping for, that's all the stuff that we got nothing about, technically. The Metroid Prime 4 is the only thing that's technically, they did talk about in a way. So yeah, and all out of that big list that I had beforehand, 1, 2, 3, 6 things. Oh, technically, they didn't really talk about Final Fantasy 16 either. Again, just like Forspoken, it was in that montage. So yeah. So out of all of that, we had 6 things that showed up. So yeah, let us get into that then. So right off the bat, they had these Summer Games Fest thing happening, which it was okay-ish, I guess. A lot of stuff in there was shown that really didn't pertain to me personally. There were some things I did like though. Death Stranding Director's Cut, I'm super excited for that. I need to go back and platinum the PS4 version of that game and see. I'm hoping what they will do is something somewhat similar to Final Fantasy VII Remake in a way. Is if you have the physical version, you can get the update for free, but maybe like Director's Cut stuff you might want to buy has to be bought separately, and I'd be okay with that. I'd be okay with that. I definitely need some more information. I don't think they had a year on that or not. A 2B costume coming out for Fall Guys. I think that's hilarious as hell. Evil Dead game. I freaking love Evil Dead. The movies, it's been a while since I watched them. But the game reminds me so much of Dead by Daylight. It's like, not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's like, it's not my kind of game. But I probably think the big thing about that festival that probably saved it for everyone was Elden Ring finally got more information of it since like the initial trailer came out like what, 5 years ago or something like that. And not only that, it's coming out super early too, January 21st, 2022. That's probably going to be the first big game of 2022. So I'm looking forward to that as well. That's definitely going to be a streamed game. If I am not wrapped up with Endwalker by then, I probably will incorporate it into the stream. Probably do like 14, Elden Ring 14, probably like that. But I feel like we'll probably be somewhat decently done with 14 by then. So that's cool. Something that got leaked and then that was announced at the Ubisoft conference, which again, not really a big deal in my opinion, was the Mario plus Rabbids Spark of Hope. And just to let you all know, Rayman the video character is dead. That franchise is dead. It's now living on by Rabbids, which is, it sucks. I actually really like the Rayman series games. Those games were fun as hell. I think I've only played the first 2 of them, and then of course they had the Rayman and Friends games. I played one of them, and that's fun as hell too. So that's all that happened. The first few events, that was the Games Fest, and then of course Ubisoft, which again, that was the only cool thing about the Ubisoft conference. And then let's move on to Xbox and Bethesda. This was a really good event. I'd say this was a good event. Until Nintendo, I think this is probably the best event that was out there. First things first, Starfield finally has a release date of November 11th, 2022, which that's cool. It is an Xbox exclusive. I have to go rewatch that trailer because I've heard nothing but like super excitement about that. So I might rewatch the trailer, and if that'd be like, oh, that's cool enough for me to get a Xbox, maybe I'll get an Xbox. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff that's like, do I get an Xbox for this or not type thing, especially like that. Psychonauts 2 has a release date coming out in August, so that's like 2 months away. 12 Minutes is also coming out in August. I believe it's like August 12th or something like that. 12 Minutes is that game that I think they announced at the Games Awards last year or the year prior. I think it was the year prior, where you're in a room. It has James McAvoy, Daisy Ridley, and oh my god, Willem Dafoe in there too. It's like a time loop type game, and I'm like super excited for that game. I don't think it's an Xbox exclusive, so cross my fingers for that because that's cool as hell. I really like that a lot. Sea of Thieves has an update that has Jack Sparrow in it, which is kind of cool. And people are saying, oh, Disney will never let Sora in Smash, but they will let Jack Sparrow into Sea of Thieves. I think, and we'll talk more about Smash later on, I think Disney will be okay with Sora going into Smash. Just all I'm saying. Slime Rancher 2 has a release year of 2022, which is cool. Hades is coming to Xbox and PlayStation August 13th, which is awesome. I'm probably not going to pick up the PS4 PlayStation version of it because then I'd be... Now, granted, I really want to complete it on the Switch, but I don't think I would... But, like, having PlayStation games really compelled me to be like, alright, I want to platinum this game type thing. So, yeah. The Outer Worlds 2 got announced, which, yeah, I think a lot of people were somewhat expecting that. I did like in the trailer, they were, like, really self-aware. It's like, this was the only thing that's been made so far about it. I don't know if that's going to be a Xbox console exclusive or not. It could be, I think it's like a Because yeah, I think there's like because if I remember from watching the thing, I think it said like Xbox console exclusive before they showed the trailer, which would be very weird in my opinion because the first one came out on PlayStation as well, and I think it did it eventually come out to Switch. I don't remember. I think it did. But yeah, I definitely want to go back to play the first Outer Worlds game. Did I? I don't think I did a stream or anything about it, but either way, I would like to go back into the Outer Worlds and play it because it's from what I remember, it was fun and it did really feel that like. Granted, I know Fallout 4 was the only Fallout game I had, but like Outer Worlds really did kind of fill that hole in a way that I had with it because I'm like, I want to play a Fallout game. So I'm sorry I'm playing with my beard. It's just it feels so fun to do. So yeah. And then the last thing that they showed at Xbox was Redfall coming out in 2022. I don't know. It was really only a trailer, nothing really gameplay related wise shown. Seems like I don't know. It looks very interesting. That's for sure. Of course, that's a Xbox exclusive because it's being made by Bethesda, and yeah. They also shown a lot of cool things in the Game Pass too. Like you get Fallout 1, 2, Tactics, and 3 free for if you have an Xbox Game Pass, which I think that's cool. Again, if I had an Xbox, I'd definitely get the Games Pass and pick those games up. And of course, you get Yakuza Like a Dragon, the whole Yakuza series as well for free on Game Pass. So my brother-in-law has at least 0, so I'm like, if I had an Xbox, fuck yeah, I would probably replay the whole series again because why not? I'm crazy like that. So yeah. And then of course they announced so there's the meme about the Xbox Series X when that came out as it being a fridge, and then they actually made it into a fridge, and now they made a mini fridge of it. So I'm very kind of like, I kind of want to get a mini. I kind of want to get that. So we'll see. I might get an Xbox mini fridge. I feel like that thing's going to be harder to get than the Xbox Series X consoles and all that stuff. So yeah. So that was Xbox and Bethesda, which is awesome. And then like a few minutes later, they had the Square Enix conference, which wasn't terrible. I don't think it was as bad as people are saying it is. But it also wasn't that great either. They did say the things, they did show the things that they talked about. They said they were only going to talk about Babylon's Fall, Life is Strange, and Marvel's Avengers. I think those are like the only 3 things that they mentioned, and they said and more. So it's like, okay, like that's the things, like the and more is always the thing. They started off by showing off the Guardians of the Galaxy video game, which looks good, but I feel like the combat didn't look as good as it should be. And it's coming out in October. I'll probably check that out. I hope the combat gets a little bit better than what we saw in it. It's a single-player story, which is already better than Avengers already. And I feel like they spent way too much time on that. Like, they spent way too much time talking about Guardians of the Galaxy, the video game, on there. And it's like, yeah, if they spent like maybe half that time on it, I think it would be okay. Like if they didn't show that whole, like that should have been like a, hey, stay tuned for after the presentation and we'll show you a little bit of a gameplay demo of Guardians of the Galaxy, whatever. Like stay tuned after this presentation and we'll show that. I feel like if they did that, it would have been a lot better. Final Fantasy 1 through 6 Pixel Remaster, which is great. But it's only coming out for mobile and Steam, and I don't have a Steam account, and I really don't want to play those games on my mobile device on this. So, yeah, I hope maybe at some point they will be like, oh, it's coming out for this, at least for the Switch. If it comes out for at least the Switch, that's cool. If it comes out for other consoles as well, that's be even better. Because 1 through 6 are the only Final Fantasy games I have never played. I think I played a little bit of 5. Maybe 6, I don't remember, but I did play a little bit of some of those old games. So yeah, Babylon's Fall, which is made by Platinum. God, it did not look good in my opinion. The gameplay and everything, it didn't look as good as it should. And then we learned the cold hard truth that it's gonna basically be Avengers-like, and it's like, well, that just killed all hype I had for it. So that's fine. Like, if you're excited about Babylon's Fall, awesome. If you and a couple of your friends are be like, yeah, we're going to get this game, then go for it. Go for it all you want. But for me, it's not for me. And that's that. I think they only said that they're announcing a beta, and then it's like, oh yeah, you can like sign up for this thing to get into for a chance to get into the beta. So that's fine. It's like, okay. And then at the end, they showed Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin, which there is a demo out. I have not played it yet. I will be playing it shortly, hopefully. And it says coming 2022 to basically everything. PlayStation 4, 5, Xbox Series X, yada. It's coming out for everything but the Switch. So I'm excited for it. Unfortunately, the demo is only for PlayStation 5, which is like, okay. That's what they did with Resident Evil 8. They, like, I don't understand. It's like, oh, demo for PlayStation 5, but if they also put the demo on like the Xbox Series X, that should have been fine too. But yeah, they didn't do that for some odd reason. Oh well. But yeah, I'm excited to check it out. I'm excited to check it out because it looks decent. This is somewhat like a weird reimagining of Final Fantasy 1 in a way, but I think a lot of people are saying like, oh, this is actually a prequel to Final Fantasy 1. But again, this is basically this is made by Team Ninja, the Nioh devs. This was the Dark Souls-esque type Final Fantasy, which again looks awesome. It looks awesome, but I think. But this is also, it's not being made by like the main team of Final Fantasy, so of course this isn't going to be Final Fantasy-esque, of course. And I mentioned this before, they didn't show, they had like a montage after this, which was like, hey, here's a little montage of things that you can play now and things that will be coming out soon. So that's where they showed Nioh The World Ends With You, which again, I didn't need to see anything else about that game. It's coming out in July. It's like, okay, there you go. But they should do a better job of like, presenting it in a way like it should have been out there a little bit longer. Like I feel like again, if they cut out the whole like, hey, after the presentation you can watch the demo of the Guardians of the Galaxy, if they cut all that bit out, because that was like a good 15 minutes I feel like or even like 20 in like this 40-minute presentation, if they cut out that and put like a little more like, hey, here's like 2 minutes of things coming out soon, that'd be a lot better for like, you know, Nioh The World Ends With You and all that stuff. So there is that. So that was all Square. Then Capcom really didn't have anything too exciting for me, in my opinion. They showed Monster Hunter, which is cool. I don't know if I'd pick that game up or not. I don't know. There is a demo coming out in June 25th, I believe, that was shown on the Nintendo conference. Maybe I'll check that out. We'll see. But the only really takeaway was, hey, Resident Evil is now, Resident Evil Village DLC is now in development. And it's like, what do you mean now? They're like, due to popular demand. It's like, oh, like you guys didn't have any DLC planned beforehand? The way that game is, it was like, it's like, yeah, there should be some DLC. There should be at least 2 sets of DLC. There should be kind of like what they did with Resident Evil 7 in a way. Show us a little bit about the villains before Ethan showed up. Like maybe at the end it'd be it where Miranda gets Rosemary. Like have that. I want to learn more about these villains people. So there's that. And then have DLC that takes place either but sometime in between the end of the game but before the after credits scene. There's a gap there that we need explaining. So yeah. There's that. So that was that, and now we're moving on to probably what was the best thing about E3 was the Nintendo press conference, or Nintendo Direct, which was good. It was a really good one. Kazuya from Tekken is in Smash, which is awesome. There is a showcase on the 28th, and Sakurai will release the release date for him. And my guess is it'll probably come out like the following week, or maybe even later that day, or like the next day, or something like that. It's usually super close to when he has these presentations. And of course, there'll be nothing related about the last DLC character for Fighter Pass 2. And there's the thing. Unless Sakurai announces a Fighter Pass 3 during the Kazuya presentation, I don't think we're getting a Pass 3. I think whoever the last DLC character is going to be the last Smash character. And there's a big list. There's a good list of things that it could be. I mentioned how Sora could be one of them. If he's not, that's still totally fine. People are still clamoring for Dante, which is great. It cannot be a first-party Nintendo character, though. I feel like a lot of people were super disappointed. I feel like they were disappointed for multiple reasons, but the main reason people were disappointed about Byleth being the last character of the first pass is like, it's a Nintendo character. Like, the pass should be people that aren't, first party Nintendo characters. And I can kind of get that. I mean, I don't mind there being Nintendo first party Nintendo characters in these DLCs. I don't mind that at all, but they cannot be the last one. Like Min Min was the first one for Fighter Pass 2, which is like cool, but it cannot be the last one. I'm just dreading that it's going to be a Pokemon now. It's going to be Cinderace or whoever. Like it has to be if it is a Pokemon, it's going to be of this current gen of Sword and Shield. If it is a Pokemon, oh right, that's another thing they didn't mention. I'll get to that after this. It has to be a Pokemon from this gen. So the only one that I'd say will be the best fit will be Kubfu or the evolution of Kubfu. I can't remember the name of it, but that bear Pokemon that you get in the DLC. That's the only one that would fit from this gen, in my opinion. But I don't know if I'd want that. I would not want him to be the final one, because the final one should be a big one. Now, Grand Byleth was a big one, but I feel like a lot of people are super disappointed in it. Now, everyone's like, hey, there's still another pass, and that's fine. That's totally fine. But, again, it cannot be a Pokemon. I feel like if it's a Pokemon, I feel like that would be more disappointing than with Byleth for two reasons. One, another first-party Nintendo game from the first-party Nintendo series, whatever. And two, there's been no announcement of a third pass yet, so there's nothing to look forward to. I don't know how many fires there are. Is that like 80 something right now? I don't know. But yeah, so there's that. Now, Pokemon. They didn't show anything Pokemon related at Nintendo either. I don't know why they have it on there. That has me a little worried. More so for Arceus, I'm not too worried about the Diamond and Pearl remakes at all. From what I've seen in the trailers, that's exactly what I wanted in these remakes. It has me super worried about the Arceus game, especially since that's coming out. Actually, is it coming out the same day as Elden Ring? Or is it coming out the week prior or something like that? There is a release date for Pokemon Arceus. And I'm worried about it because that first trailer was rough as hell. And that was like, what, in March or April? And then they announced a release date at either the beginning of June or at the end of April here. Or May. It was May. So, and they haven't shown anything since. I'm a little worried. That has me a bit worried. I definitely need to see something from this before I feel like, oh, yeah, no, they have, oh yeah, it could definitely come out in January. So there's that. Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania, which I think is the first two Super Monkey Ball games. I don't know. It's coming out in October 5th, which is great. It's the 20th anniversary of Super Monkey Ball. I know it's a fantastic series. I played one game of it. I played one of the games. It's been years though, so I'm not 100% sure about which one it was. Mario Party Superstars, I think, looks fantastic. It looks a lot better than... No, there's nothing wrong with Super Mario Party at all. And that had a release date too of September, I believe. I didn't write that one down for whatever reason. It's great that it has 5 boards from the N64 Mario Party games, and it has like over 100 mini game section. This is what a lot of people wanted, that 3DS, or was it a Switch game? Either way, whatever that Mario Party game where it was just mini games only. This is what a lot of people wanted. And I'll be honest, fuck yeah, sign me up for the Mario Party Superstars. I'm excited for that. Metroid Dread. Now, before they showed this, they talked about, like, we announced Metroid Prime 4, and we have nothing to show for it yet, but hey, we're developing another Metroid game. So, in my reaction, if you guys haven't watched any of my reaction stuff yet, they're already been up on the channel, they mentioned that, and I see saying like, oh, here we go, they're going to announce another Metroid game that they won't show anything. But there's a release date coming out October 8th, which I'm excited for that. I played a Metroid game. It's been years and years and years, but I'm excited for that. A WarioWare game coming out September, so I'm excited for that. That looks fun as hell. And there's a 2-player. I don't know if there's online either, but yeah. That's also another plus that the Mario Party Superstars is. It will come with online right away. I don't know if they've implemented a way that you can play with your friends. I'm sure they did. But it's been like 2 or 3 years before they implemented the online for Super Mario Party. So yeah, I know that's what a lot of people are worried about. Probably my favorite thing about this showcase was the Shin Megami Tensei 5 trailer and such. Oh, just hear my reaction to that, and I'm in love with this. I definitely kind of want to do like a breakdown of it in a way, like I did back with the old Persona trailers and such. I might do one. I'm not setting myself up to do one, but it's a possibility. So, and that's coming out November 12th. That's basically my birthday, and I'm excited for that. I am a little worried though that I think that's also going to be the same day that Diamond and Pearl remakes are coming out. I feel like they must have had a release date for Diamond and Pearl. If they had if they had a release date for Arceus, then I feel like they had a release date for Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. November 19th. Okay, so that's coming out the week after Shin Megami Tensei, which is great. That's great. November is going to kick my wall like it has always been. I'm actually super excited for it. I'm definitely going to get the dual pack one because I'm getting both copies because I'm an adult and I can do that. I'm just going to try my best not to do what I did with Sword and Shield. In like, obviously, when I let's play one of them, I'm only going to let's play one of them for a while. So, and then of course I'll play the other one maybe on my own, or who knows, we'll do something else with it. Fatal Frame Made in Blackwater did not get a release date, but the good news is that's not only a Switch game, which is cool. I've only seen stuff of Fatal Frame, but it was super exciting. It's super exciting. It is a really cool looking type games, and it's interesting. It has me interesting for sure. That's also the same with Super Monkey Ball, by the way. That's not coming out just for Switch. That's coming out for PlayStation 5 and all that stuff too. I think that also got leaked like a day before as well. So yeah. Danganronpa, the whole, not really the whole series. They don't have Ultra Despair Girls coming out to it, but they have Danganronpa 1, 2, and V3 coming out for the Switch in a collection, which they just announced the collector's edition, and I'm looking at it and I'm like, I'm really going to buy these games for a third time, aren't I? Save for V3. This one will be the second time I bought V3. I'm looking at this and I'm like, they're really going to let me buy this game again, aren't they? They really are. I don't know if I will though. The collector's edition looks great. I'm actually a big fan of the sealed bookcase. So, but then it also includes the board game from V3 got expanded upon as an own game, but it also has more features and such on it, other than what was shown on in the V3 version. And the good news about that is if you only want one of those games, which I don't know why you would, those games are fun as hell, you can buy them separately. So that's good for someone like me I have those games on other consoles, but if I want the Island game, I just need to buy the Island game. So there's that. I think that's really cool. I don't know why my eyes just feel so weird. I think my eyelids are just heavy. I'm tired as fuck. So there's that. And then of course the big thing that they saved for last was Breath of the Wild 2. That trailer was incredible. I loved it so much. They have a release year of 2022, which is great. No official name yet. I feel like maybe that will come at the Game Awards or something like that. I feel like for sure Breath of the Wild 2 will probably be shown at the Game Awards. And they'll probably announce the full name for it. And they're including the Skies of Hyrule that you get to explore. So, and people are saying, oh shit, like that looks somewhat like the place on Skyward Sword. So it's like Skyward Sword's implications? We'll see. I'm excited for it. I'm super excited for that. I'm super excited for Skyward Sword. I'm excited for Breath of the Wild 2. I'm just plain excited. Video games, yeah, bitch. So overall, I do say Nintendo probably did have the best conference. I'm not really 1%. I know years ago I've been like, oh, this company won, that company won. I don't really want to be that kind of person. I know a lot of people do that still, but it's like Nintendo just did have the best conference. And then I'd say Xbox. And then I would say out of all the ones that I've watched and really cared about, it was definitely Nintendo, Xbox, and Square. That was really it. And of course, the only last one obviously would be the Summer Games Fest. But yeah, I think it was all good, and I loved it. I loved everything that I liked, and for the stuff that wasn't for me, I hope who it was for, people enjoyed it too. But guys, that's going to do it for this video. This is me talking about the stuff that I liked about E3, some of the stuff I didn't like about, but I kind of want to talk about it in a way. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give that like button a click and comment down below what you're most excited for that got announced at E3. Definitely, for me, it's definitely Elden Ring. Super excited about that. Oh, oh my god, I forgot to mention this. The Halo Infinite multiplayer is going to be free at launch, which is coming out. Halo Infinite, which is like Halo 6. The multiplayer is free at launch. So that's cool. And you can get that for free on Game Pass as well when that game comes out, which is coming out this holiday. So good on those people that have Xboxes. So yeah, like I said, Elden Ring is definitely something I'm looking forward to. Obviously, Shin Megami Tensei 5. That's the highest thing for me. I'm sorry, like I loved everything on here that I talked about that I said I loved, but Shin Megami, it's just on another level. I'm definitely looking forward to the Xbox mini fridge. I hope at some point they announce the Final Fantasy 1 through 6 pixel remastered for other stuff. So we'll see. I'm excited to check out the Strangers of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin demo, which will probably be the video for Friday. Because, spoiler alert, I'm done with Final Fantasy 7 Intergrade. Final Fantasy 7 Remake Intergrade. I'm done with that. So the next video before we go back to Shin Megami Tensei 3 is going to be probably me looking at that that demo. So yeah, I'm excited for Kazuya. Even though I haven't played Tekken that much. I think, like I said, it was like 3, 4, or 5. It was the only one I've ever really played. I'm excited for him. I'm excited for every Smash character. Mario Party, obviously. Shin Megami, Breath of the Wild, like. A lot of stuff on here I'm really looking forward to. But yeah, was there anything that I didn't talk about that you were excited about? Let me know. And as always, guys, hit that subscribe button. And of course, guys, there's a lot of stuff on here that will be Let's Plays. Obviously, Shin Megami Tensei 5 is the #1 Let's Play on here. Elden Ring will probably be a stream-only game. I'm debating if I will do Guardians of the Galaxy as a Let's Play or not. I'm debating that. Breath of the Wild 2 will definitely be an LP when that comes out. I might do a video of WarioWare. We'll see. Something with Metroid Prime, Metroid Dread. Elden Ring is for sure going to be a stream game. And yeah, I mean, obviously nothing Xbox. That's not because that's all exclusive stuff. But yeah, and of course, I'll be done on the RPG Kingdom Kid channel, which is in the link to the description below in all these videos. So thank you all again for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.